The Sema show organizes itself around councils for hot rods, restorations, and racing. But read that list again, and you'll realize it's actually a collection of highly specific design disciplines. Every one of these practices relies on a singular dynamic. The person deciding what an object looks like personally makes it look that way. Watch a custom body being formed. You are watching a physical loop measured in seconds. Push the metal, feel the resistance, look, and push again. In this environment, the organizational distance between a conceptual idea and its physical execution drops to absolute zero. Feedback in a specialty shop is never a scheduled meeting. It is the immediate tactile response and the literal sound the material makes under a hammer. If a drawn shape fights the constraints of the sheet metal, the material announces that fact in the very first hour, rather than 9 months down the line. This tight physical loop is why one-off builds carry such brave, aggressive surfaces. The decision and consequence arrive at the exact same time. Scale up to a mass manufacturer studio, and that singular process completely fractures. The moment an idea has to be passed from one department to another, the handover becomes the most expensive and vulnerable part of creation. Design and fabrication are separated by a rigid wall, a process and separate buildings. A surface is decided in one place, but realized in another. Across this void, feasibility returns as an email. Tooling limitations come back as written constraints. This sprawling organizational gap is where original intent gets lost and where compromise permanently lives. Think about a single styling choice, like a sharp shoulder line drawn on a digital tablet. The person who sketches that line is rarely the person on the factory floor who eventually discovers it cannot actually be pressed into the metal. While a solo builder knows a shape works immediately, a corporate studio endures an agonizing 9-month delay to uncover the exact same flaw. A sluggish concept phase is not a tooling problem. You can buy the fastest milling machines and still wait weeks for an answer. The wait exists because the answer has to travel through layers of people, diluting the original design with every passing desk. A specialty builder's freedom is completely real, but it is bought by answering to exactly one owner. A mass-produced vehicle answers to a massive corporate structure and a market that has to want the car 3 years in the future. It carries heavy administrative loads, rigid crash structures, complex service requirements, and homologation, the strict regulatory certification process to ensure a vehicle is street legal. Because a hand-formed body is built under different rules than a manufacturable one, large studios cannot simply rely on hammers to find their answers. For 2 decades, the broader industry has been attempting to buy back that specialty shop's zero-gap iteration loop. Software collapses the distance between a concept decision and its physical consequence. This allows the person deciding the shape to see the physical reality of their choice, while they still care about it in the concept phase. Generating 40 resolved variants in an afternoon buys back the instant feedback a builder never left behind. As the industry introduces strange, bio-based, and highly complex materials, maintaining a tight visual loop over their behavior becomes vital to preserving the design. With Depix, studios shorten the gap. Because design decisions are as cheap as a sketch but brutal once tooled, they must see every angle before they build.